Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my recap of Season 3, Episode 6 of Queen Sugar. Your girl Nova's laying in bed thinking. You thinking about your trifling ways, ma'am? Are you thinking about how what you're doing with Remy ain't what living right looks like? You thinking about how messing with your sister man ain't God's plan for you? Aunt Vi calls Nova in a panic. She needs help with her pie order. Nova tried to hit her with the, oh, I have work to do. Now, ma'am, you ain't got no job. Old folks don't give two damns about your very important business. When they've composed a nice task list for you last minute that they want completed expeditiously, they just expect you to drop everything and show up. Like, I could be in my mama's house right now. Good Morning America could call. And I'd be like, oh my God, I have to drop everything. I have to go. And my mom will be like, okay, but you gonna get them dishes out my sink first. People want to see me, mama. People want to hear what I have to say. Not if them dishes in my sink, they don't. She don't care. And what you gonna do? Be like, no. Nova shows up to work with Vi, and they have really important conversations about life. They're talking about Aunt Vi's dreams. She never gave herself permission to dream. She says she was raised to be a wife and a mother, and that's it. I think that's a very generational thing. Like, I have conversations with my mom, like, and asking her, like, what did you dream of? What did you want to be? And she'd just be like, I wanted to move out of Detroit. And I'm like, well, what, did you want to be like an astronaut or an actress or an ant farmer? She was like, like, I wanted to be a mom, which thank God, like, happy to be here. Thanks, Mom. I ask her these questions. She looks at me like I have two heads. Like, what are you talking about? That really hurt my heart. Poor Charley. This news about Davis and his outside baby has hit the news. She doesn't want to talk about it. The only person she feels like she has to address it with is Micah, because he's obviously directly impacted. She tries to bring it up with Micah when he comes in the kitchen, and he hit her with straight got milk. Something's going on with that boy. He ain't hanging out with Kiki anymore. It was good to see her this episode, but he brushed her off to hang out with his new crew of friends. And they're fine kids, but they are socially aware and angry and frustrated with no proper outlet. And that's a bad combination in adults. That's a really bad combination in teenagers. I feel like Micah's storyline is leading to some disastrous explosion because he's really angry, and justifiably so. Charley gets in the car and goes for a drive. Charley's whole marriage was a sham. She's not processing that well for good and obvious reason. But she goes for a drive, turns the ignition, radio comes on, and who do we hear? Our good friend Charlemagne the God. And I was like, I'll know that voice anywhere. And she ends up going by Prosper's property or old property, and she sees some guys, and she thinks that they're the EPA, and they say that they're surveyors. What are they up to? Charley goes to the PI, who doesn't have any answers, and she has a moment about Davis. She's like, all that time we were married, like I never saw a sign. That makes you question everything. It doesn't just make you question the other person or what the relationship was, in this case a marriage, but it also makes you question yourself. Like, am I stupid? She's really beating herself up bad about it, but she tries to make things better. She gets back to the house, and Nova is standing outside waiting to talk to her. She said she came over to offer condolences about the situation with Davis. I hope that's what it was. I hope Nova didn't think that was a good time to come and ask about Remy. The conversation does not happen. Nova eventually tells Remy that, no dice. They can't play ball, which is the right thing to do. I hope she sticks by that, because I don't really trust Nova to make great decisions. Charley gets home. She's in her feelings, and she just goes like full Angela Bassett and Waiting to Exhale. She doesn't set the car on fire, but she decides to make a little bonfire in the backyard. Micah comes home, finds his mom outside. He ain't got nothing to say. Charley looks at him. Micah don't even look back. He just out of it, blank, just like his mom. Family. Your girl Darla is trying to be super mom, and actually not super mom. She's trying to be an actively engaged parent after her many absences in her child's life. She takes Blue to school. The teacher pulls her aside and is like, hey, your son's been acting up. This seems to come as a surprise for Darla. And I'm like, ma'am, you abandoned your child how many times? You didn't think there would be some sort of acting out, some sort of consequence, repercussion. It turns out Blue pushed a little boy on the playground. Darla gets Blue for the afternoon, and she's trying to figure out why. Blue finally confesses that the other kid said to him, like, your mother left because she doesn't love you anymore. All he did was push him off the swing. You could have popped him in the face. I wouldn't really been that mad at it. And that, I recognize, is not proper parenting and socialization. I ain't got no kids, so it all works out. Darla got a cute little house that she takes Blue to. Who's paying for this house? Because Darla says she's in school, but I haven't heard her mention a job yet. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Darla, but admittedly, I do see her trying to be a better person, and I feel that that is important to acknowledge. Ralph Angel's on a date with his Korean friend. I get it. She's a cool girl. They bond over family obligations. Ralph Angel tells her about his prison past, and she was like, yeah, I know, like, you seem cool. I don't really care. It says something when you can, confess your darkest secret to someone and they're like, cool. And also, look, I didn't want to spend a whole season with brooding, mumbling Ralph Angel. When he's brooding, you got to put the closed captioning on. You can't understand what the man is saying. I was happy he gave old girl a kiss. He had some light in his eyes and a smile on his face. And I was like, well, good. Because I didn't want to see angry Ralph Angel all season. That didn't last long. Darla brings Blue back to the house as promised. And there's foolishness and shenanigans going on. Darla was like, where's Ralph Angel? Dude was like, who? Ralph Angel hears the commotion, kicks everybody out, including old boy. You f***ed up. Quit. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Ralph Angel and Darla get into an explosive argument, which I saw coming because Ralph Angel had never really gone off on her one good time, which she had coming. It wasn't the right thing to do, but I understand why he did it. Flipping on people feels great in the moment, but it does not solve anything. And he needs to process his anger in a healthy, constructive manner. He needs to process that with some solitude and some professional help. But Ralph Angel went off on Darla. He went off on Blue. And Blue was like, I want to stay with my mom. This is the woman who abandoned you, and this is who you want to go live with? Like, your daddy always been there. Like, well, he went to prison for a minute. But once he got out, he's been there consistently. Your mom is the one that ebbs and flows like the tide coming in. I mean, I guess if my dad was going off too and I had the option to get out the house, I'd be like, I'm going with mom. But Ralph Angel closes out the episode sad, brooding, mad, alone, sitting at the kitchen table in an empty house. I hope we can fix this situation. They got to find a way to co-parent cohesively. You got to figure it out because you got this child. Last thing, Vi goes to dinner with the owner of the supermarket chain and his wife. I was like, where's Hollywood? The supermarket owner, he's very happy with Vi's deliveries and Vi's sales. He wants to turn her pies into kind of like patty pies. And she was like, I'm in. I love her spirit and her determination. She's a great example of it's never too late to chase your dreams or to create your dreams or to start a second act. She's very sky's the limit. And I love that it's not a character trait assigned to a 20-year-old without the baggage of life. Like, she's someone who's been through some things and seen some things. There are other people who would have got that hand and failed. She was dealt a hand and she's winning. Ma'am is looking like she turned 2 in a possible into like 6, 7, 8 books. I ain't mad at it. So that is my recap. As always, thank you for watching. And next week, tune back in. I'll be recapping Queen Sugar once again. All right.